Freedom comes from knowing what is not yours to carry. Today, I am talking about another one of the empowered communication keys. This one is understanding healthy boundaries. Oh my gosh, this one is so vital. And so, of course, I love my diagrams. And so this is one I've created a diagram for because I find it helpful to understand. So above me, we have essentially two spheres of influence, okay? So we have the things that are not mine and the things that are mine down here. And so the things that are in each of them are choices, decisions, responses and reactions, emotions and energy, and priorities, okay? So you get to decide yours. What you don't get to decide is someone else's. Okay, so it's very important to understand these boundaries. It's also important to make sure that people from over here are not trying to dabble in yours over here. And so when you are conscious of healthy boundaries, there are moments when I am in conversations with people where I will literally picture this diagram and I will see myself standing in my little circle, my little sphere of influence, and I will see that black line right across and I will be like, that is on their side of the line. I don't need to worry about that. So often we will say something or not say something because we are trying to control what someone else's response is, okay? Now, I am not saying just go and be unkind, okay? One of my favorite rules, I don't think I've said this here yet. One of my favorite rules is don't be a dick, okay? Don't be a dick. So that, just understand, filter through that. I am not saying go be intentionally inflammatory. Okay, but I am saying that when you are acting from a grounded, loving position, it is not yours to hold on to what somebody else's reaction is going to be. If that person is going to have a reaction, that is part of their experience. That is part of their walk. That is part of what they are learning. So if they choose poorly, and they choose to view it through a negative polarity perspective, right? Again, we've talked about choosing your the polarity of your perspective. If they choose to filter it through a negative lens, that is not yours to own. What you can do is respond in love and simply say, I am sorry, that is not what I intended. If you'd like more information, I am happy to give it to you. I mean, if it's someone you care about, obviously, but at the end of the day, free will, it's their choice what they're going to do with it. If you start to try and manipulate that or to control that, people feel that. Like if you are trying to control any of the things that are outside your sphere of influence, literally that's what being controlled feels like. That's when we feel like someone is impinging on our free will. And so don't do that to somebody else. You don't like it when somebody does it to you, I'm assuming. I sure don't. I don't like feeling like someone's doing something in a way that's attempting to elicit a very specific response from me. Like that just doesn't feel good. Like let's trust each other to operate in the flow and to be on our individual journeys, which, spoiler alert, that is another one of the empowered communications keys, and we're going to talk about that soon. But when you understand that and you can release that, even if there is a moment where there is misunderstanding and separation happens in the relationship as a result of that, that you trust that it is intentional in that moment for a reason. The paths must have needed to diverge for that season. But when you are operating from a place of respect and love, honoring those boundaries, honoring that other people have the ability to make their own choices for their lives, like it leaves the room for there to be restoration later. If you are responding from that negative perspective, if you are trying to control and manipulate, those are the things that create permanent alienation, because that is where people don't feel safe enough to restore the relationship. But if you are acting with honor, even if it is misunderstood at the time, you are leaving the door open, and that is where the real strength comes from. So I encourage you, stay in your sphere of influence. Be intentional to have healthy boundaries. It truly is life-changing.